19, Hull FC 12 Super League is back for round number 20 on Thursday night. A game that Hull FC needed to win if they were going to keep their chances of a playoff in 2023 alive. And of course, they came up short. A perfect month for the Cowbell Army. 3 wins from 3 in July. A superb return from Ian Watson's men. It's a bridge too far for playoffs, but at least they're giving the Cowbell Army something to cheer about at the latter end of the season. I have to say, for the first 20 minutes, I thought the pack of Huddersfield Giants were superb. Some really good, solid running, especially from Chris Hill in this one. He had a really big opening 20, didn't he? Laying the platform for the Huddersfield Giants. And then, of course, came try number 249 for Jermaine McGilvery. Oh, yes, big Jermaine in the corner. Lovely sweeping move from left to right. Saw Jermaine go in the corner. A brilliant performance yet again from McGilvery. When will he get that 250th? Who knows? But what a stellar career he has had. And then, replying in kind, only 5 minutes later, was Adam Swift. That's 6 games now on the spin that Adam Swift has been on the score sheet. 13 tries now in the season for Mr. Swift. And of course, his destination in 2024 will be the John Smith Stadium. So a little bit of a teaser there for the crowd at the John Smiths. And then, of course, a gift for Brad Fash came 5 minutes later after that. I mean, what was the defence of Huddersfield doing at that point? Fash going in. Beautiful as well from Jake Truman. Truman, for me, has been really good for the black and white since returning from that injury earlier in the campaign. He was at it again in this 100 metres, actually. It's a good return that from Truman. He's not normally doing that amount of runs, but he did really, really well on the day. 3 tackle busts as well. Not someone that you normally associate with Truman either, but playing really, really well. And I think Clifford, since his announcement that he's going back to the NRL, perhaps not firing at his best. He's not now, playing on his mind a little bit. Is he not giving his all for the jersey? You tell me. Hull FC supporters out there, but for me, they seem to be limping now to the end of the campaign. They needed to win this one. They haven't won this one. It ain't going to happen, I'm afraid. And, a player who's been in great form, hasn't he, over the last few weeks has been Chris Satai. But even he, in this game, just couldn't hold the ball, could he? Some really poor put-downs from Chris in this one, not getting over 100 metres. He was off the boil as well. There was too many players. Obviously, injuries played the part as well. Sutcliffe going up as an example of that. So, Hull FC didn't really have it their own way. And then, of course, Jez Litton on 26 minutes. Lola Haya going through. Hesitation from Litton at fullback. We haven't seen that a lot, actually, from Litton since going to fullback. But we did in this game. And Lola Haya says, thank you very much indeed. I will take the try. And then it was a real good battle, wasn't it? It was really in the melting pot for me at that point, I'd have to say. Before Mr. Chris McQueen, in he goes. I mean, what a great try from Chris McQueen. That highest scoring second rower in Super League. Did it again, straight through the line. Mwah! Beautiful stuff from Mr. McQueen. And of course, then it was in the history later on from Ollie Russell. So yeah, all in all, a really good Mr. Leroy Cudjoe, 200 metres in this one from Leroy in the second row. He continues to, give his all, doesn't he, for the cause of the Cowbell Army. And congratulations must go to him in this one again. All in all, it was an arm wrestle. It wasn't a classic. It certainly wasn't a classic, but it was a game that, Huddersfield, yet again, 3 from 3. They haven't managed that all season. In fact, the best he did was a couple of wins on the spin all the way back in round 3 and 4 when he played Wakefield and Castleford. Now they've had 3 on the spin. A brilliant July from them. And when you consider one of those wins is against the high-flying Catalan Dragons at Catalan, you've got to give credit to Ian Watson and the team. So both of these two sides now for me are going to limp to the end of the season. I just don't see either or now getting into the playoffs. I mean, that's the end of Hull's charge for that one. So where are these two teams going next? Well, we do expect, and I'm pretty confident as well, the St. Helens game will be at some point over the Challenge Cup weekend as far as Huddersfield are concerned. They've got, of course, the Castleford Tigers, then probably St Helens in that deferred game. That one is, of course, at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Then Salford at home before Leeds at home. So they're the next four for the Huddersfield Giants. As for Hull FC, well, they've got a torrid spell. Next up for them is Wakefield Trinity, of course, are fighting for their lives. That is at the MKM. Then it's Wigan away, Warrington at home, and Leeds at home. Three big games there for Hull FC. But I just think that their season now is going to limp away. I'm sorry to say that, black and white fans. It's just the way I feel. I don't think it's going to be pretty from now until the end of the season. Lots of comings and goings, of course, at the MKM coming into the 2024. And yet again, a season where, despite so many people, great start, of course. Let's not forget, this is a team that got off to a brilliant start, 2 wins from 2. And then from there, of course, went on that massive losing streak before having a renaissance, really started to get into the groove, give themselves the outside possibility of a playoff place. And again, it's just faltered at the end. And this happens all the time at Hull FC. And this is something that Tony Smith in 2024 is going to have to reverse. It happens every single season. Decent up to probably the Challenge Cup final, and then they fade away. And I just feel that's going to happen again. As Huddersfield, I mean, stop the season now has been going on there for quite a while, hasn't it? They'll just be happy, I think, to get out of this season, lick their wounds and come back for 2024. But all in all, like I say, not a classic game. 19 points to the Cowbell Army, played 12 for Hull FC. We're back. It's in the shed for round number 20, and we'll see you next time.